All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Take Your Shot Media Crew presents Double Dribble episode 111, One Coach Worldwide. Our guest today is no stranger to the show. We had him before. We'll get to Guy Riddick in just a minute. Conspicuous by his absence is Joshua Pangan, doing some soccer stuff still, coaching. And coming in about 10 minutes will be the go baller George Ochoa, being a good son and taking care of his mom right now. So good job, George. Down in the corner, we got Agent Drew, the number man with the plan. What's up, Drew?
What's up? Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, good sir. I know you had a busy day yesterday as well. Thrifting, I guess you said you were doing?
Yeah, just dabbling and stuff, sold some stuff, so it's all good.
Cool. No, that's cool, man.
Nice.
Cool, cool, cool. Up in the corner there with that title belt in this picture. He's not gonna be in the screen for a minute because he's doing Sunday cleaning. The coach himself, Nationals headliner and host, Coach Anthony McNeely. What's up, Coach?
Good morning, gentlemen. It's hot, man.
It's so hot.
It's hot. This shit is crazy. But we had a great show yesterday, man. We excited to have my man, Mr. Riddick, back again, man, to talk about some other business ventures he got going, brother, while I do this spring cleaning, man, out of the RV, dog. But outside of that, man, I'm doing good this morning. It's just hot. It's hot
Uh,
as hell, man.
you cleaning the RV, I'll top you. I'm about to clean a teenager's room after this.
Yeah, bro.
So
I can't top that, brother.
I told him we're doing the whole room, we're doing everything, and then we'll
It's
go
gonna
get some
it
ice cream or
probably
something. It's hot
it
as
probably
hell here.
it probably smelled like nachos and depression in there, man.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all
That-
that.
That's
But
that's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, so we're gonna we're gonna get all that done today. So because I'm gonna be gone all week. I got Angel Stadium all this week, include the only day I have off is Thursday. So and we got a day game on Wednesday in California in August. That's just not cool. It is gonna be so hot. Anywho, all right. Anywho, let's get to the man who this day is all about. You've seen him before. If you're in the ABA, you know him. He's done a lot of cool things. We've had him before. When he talked about his the Apex Predator episode, talked about his team, the Connecticut Apex, formerly the Connecticut Surge, and all the really cool stuff he did. Things that stood out to me of that show was the mental health jerseys. I loved those mental health jerseys that he has, and the mental health recognition that the Apex give and that Coach Guy Riddick gives. But today we're going all over the world. The episode's called One Coach Worldwide for a reason. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the junior NBA, the junior WNBA. He also works with the group, Crush Crossover, which we talked about on the last show. But he's going to give us details about it today. The Crush Crossover Youth League, the BTA, which is behind the arc, and they got some pretty cool rules and stuff that they do. You guys will really like that. And also his Dominican team, the Monte Cristi, is it Monte Cristi? Is that or Cristi? How do they say that? Cristi? Monte Cristi Pirates. Really cool logo, by the way, from the Dominican Republic. And they're out of the AABL, the All About Ball League, I believe it is. Yeah, so we got all that coming, and they have I want to hear about this thing called the Sniper Circle. So that's in yeah, I want to hear about this. So, Guy Riddick, welcome back, dude. What's up?
Welcome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all having me on again, man. It's a blessing to be here.
No, absolutely, man. I hope you guys are good back east right now because the weather is not messing around all over the country right now, all over the world. Again, we said it yesterday. Prayers to Colombia with their earthquakes,
Facts.
the 7 point something earthquake, Hawaii with the tsunamis. I'm gonna try to name everything. The tornadoes in Delaware, with the hard rains in the Midwest right now, and even over here, man. I work with people that are almost up to the ages of 88 and they're working out in the sun, dude, and it's 103. I think it hit about 104 yesterday. So
Mm.
y'all need to hydrate out here in California. Drink the day before you go to work, hours before you go to work. Don't be whining and stuff when you get to work. Bring water
So,
bottles, the cold snaps, if you remember like the as seen on TV, those things work really good, or the neck fans. That's my advice from someone who works out in the heat every freaking day. Um,
mm,
yeah, that will help you get through this freaking heat wave, man. It's freaking nuts over here. So, yeah, Guy, dude, let's talk a little bit about it. First off, let's just go down the list. We'll make it nice and easy. You know the routine.
mm.
Also, you guys, the opinions given are the opinions of the guests and the panelists, and not the opinions directly of Take Your Shot Media Crew, or Goat Sports Agency or Goat Sport Marketing as well. Especially yesterday, man, we went off. We'll just leave it at that. Y'all want to see episode 110? You guys can go back and watch episode 110. We went off. That's all I'm gonna say. So, first off, junior NBA, WNBA. What's that all about?
Yeah, so I came across RCX. RCX is the company that powers all the junior leagues that are partnered with the obviously the top tier brands with the NBA, WNBA,
Cool.
MLB, MLB,
Oh, wow.
just all of them, soccer, football, like all the sports. So what I did was I reached out to them just for humbugs and just to inquire about like what all this is about.
Mm-hmm.
And they pretty much give you a green light to host your own league that's powered by RCX, right?
Okay.
To whatever sport you choose, whether it's the pitch
Uh-huh.
hit and run, which is baseball. You have the junior NBA, junior WNBA, and you have the NFL flag and NFL street,
I
as
have
well
seen
as
that. Okay.
the hockey version. So
Okay.
us being in Connecticut, and we all know Connecticut is pretty much the basketball capital.
It is just sports in general. You got ESPN right there, you know?
You know,
So,
so
yeah.
I when they do when you have your conversation, they give you this link to go out and it's called a league finder, which is
Okay.
okay. So go out there and put in your zip code, and it tells you how many leagues are in your circumference, however your circumference is, whether it's 5 miles, 10 miles, 20 miles.
Uh-huh.
And strangely, I typed in my area code, I mean my zip code, and no junior NBA basketball leagues popped up.
That's crazy for it being
The
Connecticut.
closest one, exactly. The closest one is out in New York.
Oh,
But
wow.
when I did it for the NFL flag and the NFL street, there's about 50 to 60
Oh,
in
wow.
Connecticut. So I'm saying like, okay, we got to change that. So I did my due diligence, reached out to them. We came into everything came into fruition.
Mm-hmm.
The fun part about it is they allow you to incorporate their brands with your area. So for instance, I have the Warriors, the Bulls, the Sixers, Pacers, just read the Aces from the WNBA. So while we
Cool.
get to do that is, for instance, for Insonia, that would be the Insonia Aces.
Okay.
It'll be the Bristol Bulls. It'll be the Southernton Sixers, the Waterbury Warriors. So we get to incorporate these cities with these team names
Uh-huh.
for a more vast branding in a sense.
Cool.
And the good thing about that is the junior NBA is primed to give the youth the full fledged NBA experience. And when I mean the full fledged, you see them walking into the arena, suited and booted. You see the walk in. You see the before the game press conferences,
Mm-hmm.
the sideline interviews, everything you see on TV and you watch in the basketball game. We're trying to give that to the youth for a fresh experience instead of them waiting to potentially click to that level to experience that full fledged experience like that. So why not give it to them early? So not for the fun side, but even for the experience and the knowledge side. So now when they get to college or high school, they know how to conduct interviews better.
Mm-hmm.
When they get to certain certain levels, they just know how to conduct themselves in a more experienced way rather than just a free flow or letting it fly. And I feel with the on the experience side of that, I feel a situation like that is prime for these kids. It's more than just getting the best guys or the best kids that can put the ball in the hoop.
No, and it's good. And I've noticed that a lot, even like watching the Little League World Series right now, when kids are getting interviewed, they're not fidgeting, they're not moving around a lot, they have their arms behind their backs. Yeah, they show a little bit of personality, but that's how they're trained to do. With their arms
Mm-hmm.
behind the back, arms in front of you, eye contact, stuff like that. So I love that they have that. I have a real quick question to go along with that. Totally out of left field. Do you ever get cross promotions with the team names that you pick, or can you get cross promotions? Like, for example, the Vegas Aces, like, could you do a partnership with them on stuff?
So with the junior NBA and the WNBA does obviously with them being associated with the NBA, you have ambassadors
Okay.
that would reach out and probably tap in. Like if I was doing the WNBA before the Sun left, the Connecticut Sun would have been at
Of
every
course.
game, at every practice, every seminar, because they just want to give back. And so is
Oh, cool.
Angel Reese, Asia Wilson, all of them are primed to participate in these things. They go and visit all the junior WNBA leagues. So you definitely
Awesome.
have the cross branding and the cross promotion as long as it fits. as long as it makes sense. So
No.
it's definitely room for that. I've actually brought a couple groups out to Connecticut Sun home games because this is their
Hmm.
last farewell season
Oh
before they
yeah,
go
of course.
leave. So we did that as well. We've been talking to them, and we've built some connections as far as the junior NBA and WNBA is concerned. So I
Okay.
look forward to that.
No, I love that. I think that's awesome. Drew, I see you doing that. I'm thinking, look, what do you got for the first off the junior NBA, WNBA, and then the fact that the way they're taught, it's not like military style, but it's like, hey, this is what you're going into. This is what it's gonna be like. And then the cool part that he gets to use the ambassadors as well. That's pretty awesome.
No, it's a level up because a lot of these guys, when they're in high school, whether they're in college, if they don't get to experience it, it almost looks like they're not polished when it gets to that league.
Exactly.
Um, you can tell sometimes in interviews that some of these guys just, not to sound stereotypical, but you could see the non-education in some of them when they speak. This, at least when they get them at a younger age, they could be more articulate. They could be a little more professional. They know, like, running into an interview, because sometimes run that mic right in your face,
Oh
you're
yeah.
like deer in the headlights.
Yeah,
But
Even the
it's
adults, they still are like that.
yeah. And if you, like me, I love public speaking. I
Hmm.
love, it's like, it's second nature to me. So if once you get stardom young, they'll be able to move up. And because, your game could only speak so much volumes, but how you conduct yourself, how you run yourself at an interview after post game, or even like a post game win, or even a post game loss.
correct.
Sometimes you're not at. That's the best time to actually be interviewed, is when it doesn't go your way, because then you can know how you handle the pressure when the media is hounding you with every single question. Because
Hmm.
that first thing they're going to attack you is, oh, you could have went this way, you could have went, and it's like how you conduct yourself, and don't go all ghetto on it. Instead, just be all professional level. So I like that aspect of it as well, and the fact that you get to see the stars come in and they're doing the charity work and they're coming to your events. It gives that sense of being and sense of accomplishment to a younger youth, which they sometimes need that mentor. So good things.
No, I think
Yeah,
it's super cool.
because like you said, to piggyback on what you said, some of them do come off a little uneducated in the sense, if you will. But like you said, with the interviews, came on your face, stuff like that. I've talked to recruiters when I went to the high school American, and I know what these guys are looking for and what they're paying attention to. It's about 30% that they're paying attention to what you do on the court.
Hmm.
Literally 30%. 70% is what you're doing with that mic in your face,
Yep.
what you're doing off of the court,
Yep.
everything. Like, in a sense, the guys that get drafted, yeah, those guys will draft you. You got their hat on, that's cool. But that interview following your draft, like, oh, how do you feel about you getting picked by Milwaukee? Da, da, da. How you conduct yourself in that initial interview
Hmm.
dictates pretty much dictates your whole career.
Hmm.
Facts.
Because if
It's
you have they draft, they feel your skill, they want you there, but then you fumble that interview.
Hmm.
Next thing you know, this guy was traded for a fifth round pick for the fifth round coming up, and you're just thinking, okay, it's business, but you're not understanding why.
Exactly.
Yep. And it's I always tell players, when speaking out from an agent side, is your game is only 10%. The other 90, everyone's going to be watching that other 90. How you do interviews, what you post on social media, your footprint that you leave online. If you're out there acting a fool, that's going to follow you everywhere. And especially
Uh-huh.
if you're staying in a different country other than America. Because I say in America, we have freedoms to do stuff. But if you're in another country and you're doing that kind of antics, stuff ain't gonna fly right. So you
Exactly.
gotta watch what you post,
Mhm.
gotta watch what you say, gotta do it with the level of professionalism. Because I
Yep.
don't care if you score 50 or 80 points in a game, bro. It's like, okay, that guy was out there being
Partying
domestic
and drugs,
violent,
whatever. Yeah.
doing something stupid. All right, cut him from the team.
Hmm. No, you
That's
got to
what.
do your research when you go into stuff like that, you know? And I think again that you do have this junior NBA, junior NBA, and like you said, MLB, NHL. I think it's awesome that they do that. And the fact that you can bring in the ambassador, you can bring in an Asia Wilson, you can bring in, whoever else you were saying, and they can say, hey, girls, this is what we go through. Like, if you can't handle the scrutiny that you're gonna get being a girl playing let's be real, playing a professional league, or you can't carry yourself in an interview. And also with interviews, like Drew was saying, it's not like what you say in that interview, it's how you deliver it. Are you using slang a lot? Are you moving around a bunch? Are you not looking eye contact? Like little stuff like that stands out to owners. You're an owner,
Mhm.
and I see it with the players all the time, the adult players, ABA, college, that a lot of them either A, are really good at interviews, or they don't know how to conduct themselves in an interview. There's no in between, and it's great that you guys have this program. So,
Appreciate it. I look forward
no,
to it.
absolutely. And after you heard what you just heard, being a coach and having a teenage boy, I believe does sports as well, what do you think about the whole junior NBA, WNBA?
I think it's a. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Yes, sir.
I think it's a really really good concept. Um, on both the boys and the girls side, but what's the word I'm looking for? Lack of articulation is obviously one of them, but in order to do better, you got to know better first.
Well, I
And
like that.
especially, with kids, you also have to account too with that in terms of speaking. Not every kid has the level of articulation to
Mm-hmm.
be able to compartmentalize questions, break them down, and answer them piece by piece, or
Mm-hmm.
look at that question and answer it the way it should be answered instead of just looking at the base surface of the question. You know what I mean? So a lot of times with that, um, asking questions like, may you repeat the question, or can you ask that same question again, but in a different form?
Mm-hmm.
That's just like in a job interview.
Mm-hmm.
When you're being interviewed and you don't necessarily understand the question, if you ask the person that's interviewing you, hey, can I get an example of that? Or can you rephrase the question? And there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing wrong with that. Those are also interview tips that people
Mm.
don't give you, that you
Mm-hmm.
also have, that you learn on the fly, that you learn as you go.
Uh-huh.
In order to become good at something, you got to fuck up all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
Look,
especially with them getting the experience, in terms of like the pageantry, walking in, walking out, having a mic in your face and stuff like that. A lot of people, um, especially kids, a lot of them aren't used to that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, the fidgeting and things like that, or looking different ways, looking for a comfort level, looking for something to comfort them in that moment, it's actually quite natural, especially if you're not used to doing it. But the
for sure.
more you do, it, the more you become comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Um, having someone that you can touch, kind of sort of in your presence, watching you go through this type of stuff, giving you pointers, giving you insight. It's like that big brother, big sister sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that also, that makes dividends too, because you may never know who you could be looking at. You could be looking at you could be looking at the next basketball player, the next star, the next lawyer, next attorney, next judge, next firefighter, next paramedic. Because sports teach you camaraderie. Sports teach you a sense of leadership. Sports also teaches you direction. If you've never played a sport, chances are you probably the sense of being able to follow a direction, follow an order, follow a law,
Mm-hmm.
um, in that moment might be pretty hard for you, because you might have a problem with authority and things like that. So I think that's a really good concept. It does that Something like that doesn't just get you ready as an athlete. Good
It's
morning.
ready.
It gets
Mm-hmm.
you ready for life. It gets you ready
Yeah.
for the real world. Being able to, like I said, being able to speak, being able to conduct yourself, being able to adjust and pivot. Because here's the thing, like although employers and teams want people who can do the job and do it exceptionally well, but if you're an asshole and you're a dickhead, you're not going to fit. It's just like with the job. If you're
Exactly.
arrogant, if you know what you do, if you know you're really really good at something, and if you're pompous and you're arrogant and all of these things, chances are you're not going to get the job. They're going to always pick the person who might not be as good as you, but may be fundamentally sound in what they know how to do, but they're willing to learn other things. They'll go with that person. They'll be like, hey, listen, I know I like what you got going here, but I really feel you can, with a lot more tutelage and with the right leadership and the right mentorship, I feel you can do this and this and this. We want to offer you this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's where you get a lot of those. That's where you get a lot of those fundamentally sound role players at these top Division I schools. Because they know how to play it, they know how to do their role exceptionally well, but they can step out of the box just a tad bit to be a little bit better than what they already know how to do to add to the team or add to the job. You know, so I think it's a really good thing. Everybody should have that. Everybody should have that.
It's funny you said that because the other day I walked into a high school practice, and this is probably one of the most effective tactics I've probably ever seen in sports, period. But this man canceled practice and brought him to an auto shop. Right?
Okay.
Brought him to an auto shop, instructed one player to pick up a tire, one player to pick up another part, et cetera, et cetera. And by themselves, he told them, make it down the street. Go to McDonald's across the street. And they're all looking dumbfounded. Like, how do you expect me to do this? And he said, well, you know, if you come together, all y'all that got the wheels and y'all come together and y'all lock onto the frame of the car's now mobile. You that have the steering wheel, you come in and lock that steering wheel in place, you now have the direction of the vehicle. You guys that are holding the doors, you guys are the protection of the vehicle, windows, etc. All these key components in this vehicle cannot work by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Don't operate by themselves, but you put them all together in the right pieces to fit. You now have a vehicle, and you now get to move mobily and go wherever you need to get going.
Yep.
And when I seen that, and I really, really broke it down to the core. If that don't make sense, if that don't inspire